How's it going, everyone? Welcome to College Football Time. I'm Miguel Medina. Um, After this clip, you'll see my partner Avy Jones on her thoughts of this weekend's Week 11, Miami versus Florida State, the old classic rivalry, which it was great back in the 80s and 90s. But there's something about this year that it might reignite that rivalry, even though Miami they have three losses this season, but they're a better team than last year. So, and Florida State, they're undefeated. They're 9-0. They're 7-0 in ACC. So this team is great offensively and defensively. The Seminoles, they're looking to go to their first college football playoff for the first time since 2014. The Hurricanes have struggled in conference play, so they lost last weekend to NC State. They're 2-3 in the conference play, so giving Florida State their first loss of the season will also put the Hurricanes in the 500 mark in conference play. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Florida State, they beat Pittsburgh in their last game 24-7 to clinch their spot in the ACC championship. This is a huge task for Miami. Why? Because they're going to be on the road. Florida State are heavily favorites. A lot of people are betting them to win at least 14 points, but I'll give Miami that much respect and say that it will be a much closer game. I'll say that Florida State will win by 5, not by 14. That's my prediction. I do feel that this could be a high-scoring game, but the Miami Hurricanes need to be careful in terms of throwing the ball because Florida State's pass defense, they're ranked number 4 in the nation this season. They're great offensively and defensively. So if I'm the Hurricanes, I would run the ball more than throw the ball. The running game will have to be very strong against that Florida State defense. So if I were to predict, I would say the score, I would say Florida State 29-24. As much as I would love to see my Miami Hurricanes win, I'm not biased, so I'm picking Florida State to win this game. By the way, this is the orange shirt, right? Underneath it is the Miami Hurricanes. So the reason I have a hoodie on is because, it's cold out there. So, and in this room it's a little type chilly. So I got to stay warm and bundle up. But I'm so looking forward to this game. It's at 3:30 on ABC, and I hope I'm not disappointed. I hope none of us college football fans are not disappointed. I'm hoping that Miami Hurricanes win. So let's see what happens, but I'll be paying attention to this game, and you'll see me and Avery talk about it sometime on Monday on what we think how this game will play out. So without any further ado, here's Avery Jones on her preview and predictions for Miami versus Florida State.
This week, we're going to take a look at one of the most storied rivalries in college football, Miami versus Florida State. This week, the University of Miami is going to Tallahassee to take on the Florida State Seminoles, who are ranked number 4 and still undefeated this year. Florida State has won 15 in a row. It is their 5th longest active streak in history, and they are hoping to still be in playoff contention after this week. The University of Miami has been inconsistent this year. Tyler Van Dyke sometimes has good days, sometimes has bad days, but tomorrow, Saturday, he needs to be consistent. Coach Cristobal needs to get him locked in so that when the time comes, he can make those key throws, make those key plays, and limit his mistakes. Because I believe the most interesting thing about this game is going to be which team makes the least mistakes. Tyler Van Dyke has over 2,000 yards passing this year. 16 touchdowns, but he has 11 interceptions, and he has a tendency to throw balls that he doesn't really need to throw, which indicates his interceptions being so high. Jordan Travis, on the other hand, has nearly 2,500 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. And I see him to be very locked in tomorrow's game. And he's going to make some key throws, definitely to Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman has over 500 yards this year, has 9 touchdowns. He's going to be looking probably to his favorite target. Tyler Van Dyke, he's probably going to look to Xavier Respito. He has over 600 yards, but only 4 touchdowns this year, but a really key receiver when you need to get yards after the catch. And Respito has done a very good job at that. Look no further than his game against Pittsburgh to see that. On the running side, Miami is going to look to Henry Parrish Jr. He has over 400 yards this year and 4 touchdowns. He averages about 7 yards per carry, so they're going to need him to get the ball, make those yards, first, second downs to keep the drives going. For the Seminoles, Trey Benson, over 600 yards, 8 touchdowns this year, averages about 6.5 yards per carry, but he also is going to need to be key for the running game. The defense is probably also going to be a key. The pass is nearly even for both teams, but their defense on the ground is going to be the key. Overall, you have FSU for ESPN being 85% to win, with the Miami Hurricanes at 15%. I see this game being close in the beginning, but I think after halftime, FSU is probably going to run away with this. As long as Tyler Van Dyke makes some smart decisions, makes some smart throws, and he limits trying to force balls to where they don't need to be, the Miami Hurricanes can keep it close. But Miami has been so inconsistent. They probably want this game as much as any team could, because you can knock off an undefeated team and give another team a chance to make the playoff. But I'm going to go with Florida State on this. The over-under is 55. So I'm going to go with Florida State 35 and Miami 20. I see the Florida State Seminoles striking early. I see Miami probably hanging in there till about halftime. They'll probably still try to keep up right after halftime, but Florida State is probably just going to run away with it right after halftime. So I'm going to go with Florida State on this, 35-20. Thank you. This is College Football Time with Avry and Miguel. I'm Avry. Hope to see you soon. Great weekend for college football. Take care.